In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Hello and welcome to a show called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
And you can just go for sod off.
I'm doing some swears at you, John.
We're swearing
I'm
at
trying
you.
to distract you from your presenting duties.
Doing a great big comedy of seeing hand gestures in the background.
Well, me and Nick agreed we weren't feeling very funny, so we upped the ante
Oh no!
By swearing at you.
by flipping the bird.
What a change from our weekly.
Oh my!
There it is.
My.
Oh,
We ain't got comedy.
That was
We've got a lot of hate tonight.
That was a cheap shot.
Yes, I apologise. However, I looked at my toes early today and I realised that my big right toe is considerably bigger than my big left toe.
I'm changing my hate. That's it.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, God.
Why?
I bring
Why?
it up because you talked about not feeling especially funny tonight. I felt like I had a little bit of humour in me. And then I looked at my toes and I was like, yeah, my toe is all swollen. That's not good.
I thought you were going to say your
I thought you
toes
meant-
were a guide to how funny you were.
No,
I thought you were going to say you just noticed after 32 years that
Yeah.
your toes were different
No,
sizes.
my point being is they're not normally.
I understand.
And I have a sore toe, as in it
have
hurts.
you pinged it or anything?
It started pinging on the first day of my honeymoon.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yes,
shit.
and it's-
Well, that's quite a long-running problem.
It is, yes, and it hasn't been too much of a problem of late because I've been cycling rather than walking.
I understand.
So my toe's been getting a bit of a rest. And now I looked at it earlier and I was like, oh yeah, that's a bit kind of
Gammy.
a bit kind of gammy.
I don't
Looks like it's
that word.
weeping.
I don't like that
No,
word at all.
no, weeping's not a good word either.
It's not actually leaving detritus as you walk around.
No, it just looks like a sausage. Like it's just kind of like gone bonk. It's
still
lost
happy.
all kind of definition. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Got a highly defined big toe.
Normally.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe
Got a lot of work at the gym.
maybe it's not swollen. Maybe it's just hench. Like I've just got like a one
Have you
really
been
hench
lifting?
toe. Well,
Do you lift, though?
I never skip toe day.
No.
You can't skip toe day.
The thing is, I do have quite. We may have talked about this before. Like I have quite prehensile toes. Like I can just.
I would
I
imagine.
don't think
I
we
would
have
imagine.
talked about this.
Maybe
because
not on the show, but
I
I'm
don't
sure
want
at some
to.
point we must have spoken about our feet.
The thing is, that's quite a catch-all statement because, like, in our life, like we've known each other a long time. We've probably
must
talked
have
about
covered
everything
most
at least
subjects.
once. Yeah.
I'd have thought so.
Yeah, the Suez Canal.
Yes.
Can't stop us talking about the Suez
I've got
Canal.
one on the Suez Canal. Which canal? It's from The Office.
Well, after that, delightful.
That was good, wasn't it?
Non-sequitur
Yeah, I think we'll
only.
keep that one.
That's one of our
quite-
better episode starts, I feel.
that
That's
one.
quite natural. Yeah.
It was awful.
Engaging.
This is all totally unscripted.
Let's keep this in the final edit.
I agree.
Yes.
Turn page.
Turn
Turn to page 14.
gesture to audience.
Smile.
Well-
Be funny.
If you are just joining us and wondering quite what the hell you've tuned into, hello, this is a show called Hate, and the basic gimmick, it's a loose gimmick, I'll give you that, but the basic gimmick is that every week we each bring a topic of love and a topic of hate to the table for discussion.
Sometimes it's not even every week.
Yeah.
It would have been every week if someone hadn't been a bit tired and emotional following your big weekend in London.
Well, that would be me.
Oh,
Hello.
It's very
it was a
honest of you.
special weekend for you because you did a lot that weekend.
I did a lot of drinking that weekend.
You're a real
Just
champion
gone.
because
Thank you.
there were a lot of heroes in London that weekend.
Oh,
yeah.
With the marathon.
A surprising amount of runners took up the offer of me giving them a beer.
Oh, wow.
A surprising amount of runners at the London Marathon.
I'm not that surprised.
You see, I was going to
Just
be
like, can I have some of your beer? Yeah, if you want.
I was going to be snarky because I was going to be like, no, yes, you got drunk in London. But you, as you just said, you bought a beer for a runner or two. So I think that's pretty nice. of
We
you.
bought
That's-
them water as well.
Oh, that's
One
nice,
guy
yeah.
went down with cramp and I gave him some water because that's good for cramp.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Electrolytes, they
Yeah,
say.
there you go.
Which was it? Mineral water?
It was Volvic, I believe.
That's a mineral water.
Yeah.
Other waters are available.
Oh, yeah, not a sponsor.
You should have given him a banana.
I didn't have bananas on me, although we
Oh.
were literally watching the marathon from opposite and off license.
Quick, what do you need?
I too was in London for the marathon, and I saw a bin that had been overloaded in the street, and on top of it was piled a mountain of banana skins.
Yeah.
There must have been about 500 banana skins.
Oh, that's
in
horrible.
A pile. It did look pretty horrific.
Oh,
Careful not to step on those.
Whoop.
You'll be falling for weeks.
what just spinning endlessly.
And then as we were walking down the street, I made a joke very loudly and very confidently because I thought it was being very funny. I was like, good thing we're not playing Mario Kart. And then a woman, like 2 seconds later, was like, good thing we're not playing Mario Kart. I was like, hang on.
Hang on,
You
hey,
can't
hang on.
just-
Hey,
You can't...
Did you turn around?
You
and,
can't, yeah. I tripped her up. Took her
Give
legs
her
out.
what for?
Used a banana skin, trip her up.
Oh, dead air. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, right.
We're all grabbing our tea then.
Delightful.
Because
Hang on.
I do love a good cup of tea, but that's not my love this week.
You're having tea.
Should we just
no,
leap
you are.
into? Yeah, no, you're having a stroke. I'm holding a mug.
I can smell burnt tea.
Yeah.
Help me.
Anyway, look, should we, rather than trying to describe the format, because clearly that's a doomed effort, should we
Yeah.
just
Get involved.
begin the show? Who's got a hate?
Go on then.
John
Me?
has.
Oh no, I'll go.
Oh.
No, that's
Okay.
what I meant. I'll go.
I was confused.
No, I think me next. I hate big conglomerates, big companies
Okay.
that refuse to acknowledge that anything happened before their inception.
Oh.
I'll give you a couple of examples.
Please do. Please
One
elaborate.
One of them is Facebook, who doesn't which doesn't believe that friendships existed previous to 13 years ago.
Or that we talk to each other.
Oh, you're celebrating your friendversary. I cannot think of a more bastardized word than friendversary that I dislike. And I've been, and then everyone who puts that on Facebook and goes, actually, whoever they're tagging
Wayne.
in it, actually Wayne, it's more like 28. Well, don't put it on Facebook then. Don't. It's not 13. It's wrong. Stop sharing it. I'm not interested.
But it's like,
You've been friends for 30
Yeah,
years.
been
Liam.
friends for longer than that. I know. You know.
We all
We
know.
all know. I don't need to know how long you've not been friends.
but
Someone who else I don't know.
what if your friendiversary is coincidentally the anniversary of your friendship predating
Never
Facebook?
is.
It
Never
could
is.
do.
How many times have you seen those
There
things?
is a 1 in 365% chance.
Name one friendiversary you can remember.
Yeah, John.
An actual.
Like an actual
Friend
date and
anniversary.
year.
What
that
date?
you can remember
What date
meeting.
and year did we meet? I don't know.
Probably in like 1989 or 1990 or something like
Oh,
that.
wow, was it that long ago?
Yeah.
And I don't think Facebook would acknowledge that. would
No.
it?
So non-official
Because as we
friendship.
know, friendships did not exist in 1991.
Wouldn't it be spooky if they did though? Like,
Yeah.
not friendships,
Facebook
but
existed.
Facebook just went, you've been friends with Chris for 30 years.
Here's a
And
photo
I'm
then a
of you
picture
both.
comes up.
Yes, yeah.
What?
Aren't you cute? And I'll give you another one.
Oh, please do.
just for good measure. Sky Sports,
the home of
the home of football in the UK.
I'll take your word for that.
Yes, it is. Well, they would have you believe that.
Yeah.
Refuses to acknowledge any statistics about football before the Premier League started in 1992. So it's like they'll say, for example, Liverpool have never won away at Manchester United since 1995, or since the Premier League started, but they won away before the Premier League started, lots of times.
Right.
So they won't give you a statistic outside the last, what's 1992, 25 years, whatever it is,
When did the Premier League start?
about 1992.
Did it coincide with the launching of Sky Sports?
That was the deal. That's why the Premier League was
Ah.
formed, because it was getting a big TV deal.
Oh shit! I did not know that.
So that's why the clubs broke off and formed the Premier League, and Sky Sports don't acknowledge any statistics that weren't in place before the inception of the Premier League.
Even today, do they only acknowledge games
Pretty much.
happening live, which are shown on their channel?
How did they decide which
Pretty
teams
much.
were in the Premier League for the first one?
It was they essentially bumped a load of teams up that agreed to this TV deal,
Okay.
but how much bumping up there was, I don't know. It probably wasn't a lot because all the big clubs wanted to do it. So.
Sure.
But yeah, it pisses me off that you don't get a full picture from these sort of things because that particular massive brand wasn't around in 1991 or 92 or whatever.
Is it like Coca-Cola claiming they invented flavour or something like that?
But it's like Coca-Cola saying flavour. There was no flavour before Coca-Cola came around.
We just kind of chewed on bits of asphalt.
But that cost us something. That tasted something. No flavour. Zero flavour.
Yeah, is it like because these companies are desperate to have to make themselves? I don't want to say like seem more important because that's a bit disingenuous, but
Exclusive.
you kind of like say we have a place in history.
Yeah,
like we've gone
that's what it
beyond
is.
a certain point. So like, I mean, Marvel could probably do it to some extent. They could be rightly or wrongly. They could say like, you know, we invent like before this time, like continuous storytelling had never existed across multiple.
But it's not acknowledging anything that did exist. That's the problem. It's one thing to say, oh, we invented this, or we introduced this. It's another to dismiss everything that came before it, in whatever guise that may be. Just dismiss it. It didn't happen. If we don't talk about it, it didn't happen.
I'm trying to think like it'd be like the inventors of like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a positive spin you can put on it in any way.
There isn't
like,
one. That's why it's my hate.
I guess you could have like if like an antibiotics company were like, we don't want to talk about the days before antibiotics. They're just like, we invented a thing, and everyone's like, why? What have you erased from time? We have no reason.
It's like the opposite of it would be before they invented paracetamol. Like everyone was just in constant pain.
Everyone just had a headache all the time.
And now you don't have to be in constant pain.
And we don't talk
anymore.
about the headaches.
Yeah.
We don't talk about the headaches from 1873 or whatever.
And like you keep getting updates from paracetamol going. Today's your pain anniversary.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, I remember breaking my spine. Thanks, paracetamol.
But then, if you broke your spine when you were 5 and paracetamol hadn't been invented, did you really break your spine at all?
Did you, Nick? No, I didn't.
You
I
know,
don't think. I got to say, when I did break my spine, I didn't take any paracetamol at all. I don't think that would have had any effect.
That's not even a joke.
No.
No. The funniest part of that is it's true.
I told you I wasn't going to be funny tonight. I'm going to get real.
Yeah, let's get real. Anyway, that annoys me. It annoys me when I see friendiversary.
The friend one.
Stupid word.
That's definitely the most annoying one, I think. Because like, even if you did meet, even if like we've been on Facebook for years, I met someone new when I was on this hag do a couple of weekends back, and we have now become Facebook friends.
Have you had a friendiversary already?
No,
it's
not
like
yet.
two weeks ago.
1 week ago, you
and there's
met.
no pictures of us, so everything's blank. What was I going to say? Yeah, and of course, our friendiversary is like 2-3 days after I met him. Because even then, even when you meet someone freshly and we're both on Facebook, you don't go, oh, there's someone coming around the corner. I think we're going to be best buds today.
Yeah.
Friend!
What if it actually captures the magic of the friendiversary day, where it shows, and it goes like, today's your very special day, and it's got that little plinky plonky music, and it's just you rolling out of bed, going like, it's like shuffling downstairs, eating like, I don't know, half a pizza out of the fridge. Pick up your phone. Accept.
Might as well.
Yeah, go on then. What a
just-
special occasion.
But it's like, did you know that on that morning when you became friends, you were both partially naked while separate?
Yeah.
You do a split screen of you both eating breakfast, staring into space.
One of you's just injecting into your arm, crying.
And also, like, the way that Facebook algorithm thing kind of works, it's like, often it will go like, the interaction you've had with the most likes or something like that. So it could even be something completely skewed, like say, you know, you had a great holiday, but that never shows up on Facebook because neither of you liked it. But if it's like, you know, oh lol, you know, fell downstairs and shat myself at the bed, and of course that's going to get 108 likes because that's very funny, and that's going to be one of your little
One of the
memories.
pictures that pops up. Ali had one the other day for our friend Dave. And in every picture that came up, Ali wasn't in it. She'd obviously been tagged, or like the way the video was made, it cropped her out of every single one. But it was just loads of pictures of Dave and his wife Kate, and like Ali was not in any of them. This is like, yeah, great, I'm going to share this video on Facebook, you dumpers.
The funny thing with it is, it's like part of that video is you seem to like each other a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm Facebook friends with Holton, my dear friend Richard Holton, who I've been friends with for 13 years, even though it's a lot longer than that. And he goes, you seem to like each other a lot 12 times to me in 13 years.
Let's click like.
Less than one a year.
Oh my god.
Well, it's also like Lucy and I had our friendiversary, and it's like you seem to like each other a lot. It's like, yeah, we got married.
Yeah, we kind of do. It's kind of a big deal.
What I find weird is that, like, I mean, thankfully I was okay with it, but when Lucy changed her status on Facebook to say, like, now married to John Locke, I got no saying that. Like,
You don't get an alert.
Yeah.
Ali did the same.
that is
And
worrying.
I don't have to approve that. So anyone could say they're married to me, and they do.
Yeah.
for tax purposes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm married
How
to so
can
many
you
people
prove that you're legally allowed to be in this country? Look at my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Married to Nick Angel, bruv.
I'm Mrs. Angel. Or Mr. Angel.
Yeah.
Just because this is a complete side track now, but
Oh,
was there not? You just talking about football, and as the resident football expert,
Thank
I have
you.
to ask:
Sports boy.
was there not
Sports
some kind
boy.
of was there not some kind of football-related violence today or yesterday?
Yesterday,
Oh,
Liverpool
goodness.
were playing Roma.
Roma.
In Liverpool, and someone is critically ill in hospital, I believe.
Oh, shit.
Which is no laughing matter,
Which
of
is
course.
no laughing matter.
But where I work, we have a big TV screen which has BBC News rolling
sure.
all day long, quietly, but with subtitles. And we were just all kind of like working, and someone goes like, "Hang on a minute, it's all kicking off there," and we just see this footage of like this big riot. I go, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sure it's not as bad as it looks." And someone in the back goes, "Has that guy got a hammer?"
Oh my God.
I was running
The thing
by.
is, Roma have these a faction of fans called the Ultras. And
Yes,
you'd be best advised not to get in their way. Is all I would say.
because they're so exuberant.
They're so exuberant that they might hug you to death.
Cool. Cool.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Please don't stop. I mean, ow.
I'm cured. I mean, ouch. So there you go.
That's
I think that turned into Friendiversary, which I'm happy for that to be my hate.
As a
Because
small
I-
point,
It's
I
definitely
hate
the
that
most
word.
violent version of what you were talking
Yeah.
about, yeah.
as a small point, it is also, as you say, like a terrible portmanteau or
Oh,
bastardization
God,
of a
yeah.
word, like
I mean, at least friendiversary.
friendiversary,
vowel in
paliversary,
there.
Just don't put words together if
Paliversary.
you can possibly help it.
Paliversary is quite good.
anniversary,
Fanniversary.
fanniversary.
Yes, Fanniversary. Jokes. I've got hate.
Go on.
Gives a hate.
Okay, so I hate dickhead chavs.
Yes.
Oh
Good
no!
one. Good one.
I've done it.
Why
I've
do you
done
hate? Why do you hate working class? Nick?
Why are you a snob?
I just hate them all. I just wish they get more money. Why can't they get more money? No. Specifically, I had an encounter with
Oh,
one
did you?
very recently.
Did you?
Recently,
Yeah. I meant to tell this story to everyone, and then when I realised that I hadn't told everyone this story, I was like, "Oh my
save
god,
that.
I'll save it for the
I'll
podcast."
save that.
Brilliant.
so if you're listening at home, listeners, do remember to bottle up
Yeah.
traumatic
Bottle up
events,
emotions, traumatic events,
Just
everything.
let them build and build and build and build until it comes out in some kind of massive rage
Rage ball.
monster ball.
And here is my rage ball for you today.
Rage balls.
So I was leaving the house at lunchtime while I was
Oh.
working from home, and left out the front door, walked around the corner heading into town, and as I crested the corner, if you will,
jaunty little.
a jaunty little chav chappy also came around the corner, and we
sure.
made eye contact. And as we made eye contact, I suddenly thought, "Shit, I haven't locked the door." So, as we both see each other for the first time, I turn around. Now, I was kind of already doing it before I'd seen him, but it was all happening. It all happened within a
Happened
second.
in an instant.
So it looked like to him that I just completely turned around the instant I made eye contact with him
Oh no.
and walked the other way.
Oh no.
At which point I hear some sort of noise, right?
Right.
Which blatantly came from him. But I was like, "Oh fucking hell, he's just being a dick because he thinks I've just turned around. I don't care. It doesn't matter," kind of thing. So I'm walking back to the door, but he stopped, right? And he's still shouting stuff, but I can't hear what he's saying because he's talking like that. It literally sounded like as it does. So I get to the door thinking, "Oh, if I check the door handle, do a bit of an act of it, then it'll be very clear to him why I've turned tail."
Sure.
You see.
Oh, sure.
So I do that, and then the first line that I can actually understand comes from him. "Yeah, you better check your door, mate."
Brilliant.
I was like, "Oh, fucking hell."
Nick's put the whole house at risk. Oh,
yeah,
God's sake, Nick.
yeah, exactly. No, this was like a week and a half ago. You got nothing to worry about. Maybe.
No, just-
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. So now I turn around, and he's just stood there now on the opposite side of the road. So he has walked on a little bit, but he's still looking back at me, and he's still being leery and yelling stuff. So I decide that I'll just yell back at him.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, this is a really great.
This is gonna go well.
And I just went, "It's nothing to do with you, mate," like that, because I wanted to make it clear, on his terms, that me checking my door was nothing to do with me turning around, and it's nothing to do with you. The world doesn't fucking revolve around you and your boggly little chav eyes.
Oh my.
But of course, now I've engaged, so
Yeah.
now he comes over to me and gets like right up in my face,
Jeez.
and he's just like, "You've been a fucking ignorant prick, mate." And I was like, "Why?" And he said, "Because I was just asking where Tesco's was." And I was like, "Were you?" Like, I didn't hear a single word of that.
I was going to make a joke. I was for purposes of comedy, I was going to be like, he was like, You better check your door, mate. That's just good common sense. Always look after your house. By the way, my good friend, where is Tesco?
All sorts of dodgy folks live around here.
Gets right up in your face and goes, oh, you're looking a bit crumpled there, mate. Let's.
And here's a leaflet for security.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh well. Really? I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Do I look like I shop in fucking Tesco?
I
Go
mean, it's
on,
also
sod
like,
off!
He was walking in the exact direction of Tesco's. Like, he knew where fucking Tesco's
Yeah.
was. This was bullshit,
That's not
I
what he
think.
said.
But I just went, well, I didn't know, mate. I didn't know that's what you said. Like, I didn't say, but what I should have said was, all I heard was... and he was like, well, you're fucking ignorant prick. And I honestly thought this was going to be a fight, but then he just turned and walked on. So that was the encounter that I had. Safe to say, I was shitting myself throughout this whole thing. And I'm amazed I didn't just piss. Just piss, really.
It's a good defense mechanism, actually.
Pissing.
Sour
People
the
will-
meat so the predator won't eat you.
He did take a cheeky bite.
I thought, there's so many ways this could have gone. I mean, there are a lot of ways this could have gone, you know.
Could have been much worse.
Comedically, there are so many ways this could have gone. And I was thinking, did he respect you? Like
I wish he had.
When you turned around and went, and he was like,
You make a good point.
You took my
I
language.
see you.
But then I went and met Ali for lunch. And the whole time
He was there.
I was the whole time I was thinking, fuck, what if he just, now he knows where I live, he'll just go kick the door in and do whatever the fuck he wants. So I was half expecting coming back after my lunch break to see a ruined house and all of your stuff, John, gone.
But especially.
But no, it's been a week and a bit now, and I think we're safe.
This all sounds like an elaborate ruse so that when your stuff does go missing,
Yeah.
Nick can blame Chav.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. It's all part of a system.
But really, it all comes down to this. Like, I feel like he really was just looking for a fight. Because he wasn't looking for Tesco's. He knew exactly where he was going. We made eye contact, and that's the biggest mistake you can make with someone. And
anyone.
I shouldn't say, like, dickhead chavs. I just said that because I was angry about it. But the truth is, there are some people who tend to be classified as chavs, who when you're, like, walking about through town, minding your own fucking business, if you... And I think we did talk about this on a previous podcast, just making eye contact for too long and how I've been punched before because of that. This was another example of that. Like, it shouldn't matter that one human being glances at another human being. And also, whether or not I turn tail and walk around, maybe I was afraid of him, let's say, which wasn't the case. Like, he doesn't know. He doesn't know anything about my situation. Why the fuck, with the whole world revolving around him, to the extent that he needed to be a Larry dickhead?
Do you think he really was looking for Tesco? Right, assuming whether he was angry, whether he was
The
super
cogs are turning
angry
in your
or
head,
not.
I can see.
I'm just trying to work out that man's day. You know,
Yeah.
like, did he go from being like, he's really happy?
Is that your impression of a chav? You're like Mr. Ben.
Mr. Ben? I was at least Dick Van Dyke, I would hope.
Any old iron, any old iron, any old iron.
My point is, was he going about his business and he tried to communicate in a very nice way, but because of, say, his dialect, you know, maybe he was just genuinely going like, all right, mate, where's Tesco's then? Hey! And you were like, oh God,
As if someone talked to you like that.
Which is how. So my point is, did he find Tesco's?
Who knows?
And did he walk?
Maybe he died.
And did he walk on thinking that man was so rude? You know, or,
I think he did.
Or did he walk on thinking, I showed him?
I think he walked on saying I showed him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't ask me the directions for Tesco's until I turned my back on him. It was second by second. It was all happening very quickly. But he clearly reacted to me turning around on the spot. That was what he reacted to. I don't think there was any doubt there. So why would you wait until someone had turned their back on you before you went, excuse me, sir, where's Tesco's?
Yeah, that's true. Thing is,
Also, we were like maybe 15 metres away from each other. Like, really far away from me. Like, not close enough to have a conversation. The only way I could have heard anything he would have said would be if he shouted. That's not how you ask for directions either.
But someone
Just
who drinks presumably as much special brew as this gentleman does, you'd have thought he would know where Tesco was.
He fucking knew where Tesco's was.
Yeah.
I had an encounter with some chavs today, actually.
Oh, today?
Funnily enough, you should mention it. I was walking the dog
Yeah.
before I came here, and they smelt of what I assume was marijuana.
Oh, the sweet
What I-
sweet kind.
Yes, and they said, and Daisy was off the lead, so she had the ball, and he was like, and she was standing next to me. I'm doing it now. And he goes, "Oh, could I throw the ball for her?" I just went, "I wouldn't." I just said to him, "I wouldn't," and kept walking.
Yeah, it's. Well, I mean, these could maybe they're related to the one who called me.
Maybe it's the same one.
The young lad who called. What do you call Helmet Boy?
Oh, Helmet Boy, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That still keeps me awake at night.
What if it's all three of us have encountered the same guy?
Yeah, they might be from the same family.
Oh my God.
Yeah, why all brothers?
Might be like the the
brothers.
word chav, depending on who you believe, could have emanated or originated in Cheltenham. There's one version of events that says it's a combination of Cheltenham and Average, which was a school. I think it might still be a school.
The Cheltenham Average School.
Cheltenham Average.
The Cheltenham Average Chav School. That's what it's called. Which is why they call them
Her
Cheltenham
Majesty's Cheltenham Average.
Yeah, please, we're not animals.
But then some people say it's from Chatham, which is one of the Medway towns, the next town over from Gillingham. So it depends who you believe.
But in many ways, you are inherently connected to Chav.
I am the epicenter of the word chav. Yeah.
Thing is, like, so often. I mean, I was just going to say something stupid, like, you never encounter a chav in your house, you know. But it's
what a strange thing to
The
say.
reason I bring it up, that's like the counterpoint to it always happens on a street, or something, and you're just going about your business or something.
But do you think chavs self-identify as chavs?
No,
Some of them are proud to be. Because
Maybe,
there's
yes.
a bit of a fashion.
It used to
thing,
be.
isn't there?
It used to be people in Burberry.
Yeah,
But then Burberry subsequently became quite a desirable brand.
Yeah, I don't know
And
how
now,
they did that.
how did they do that? And now nobody wears. It's like Stone Island now.
right? Really?
That's never going to be upmarket.
Stone Island.
Stone Island. It's got like it.
That's where you live.
Yeah.
On Stone
Why
Island.
don't you go back to your home on Stone Island?
Stone Island.
It's like got like a target on the side
Right.
of the. It's like a patch.
Don't know if I've
You
seen
see a lot of football hoodlums wearing Stone
it.
Island.
Thing is, it's always that noise, though, isn't it? It's always like,
Hey, Helmet Boy.
It's like Lucy and I think, it was a few months ago, but we were walking back from town. Maybe we'd all been out or something. It was late.
Perhaps.
And we're just walking around, and then this group of boys and girls.
Let's not discriminate.
Round the corner. And just go, oh, you know,
no.
your heart just kind of sinks. And like we're just walking, like holding hands, and they're like, just making all these noises, and like, all right,
Yeah, well, that's
okay.
Thing is, it is everything I can do in that situation not to make a sarcastic comment.
Yeah.
Everything in my head is telling me this will be funny. This will be funny. It won't.
No,
It won't be funny.
Every time I've been punched by a chav, and that's happened maybe 3 or 4 times in my life, it has been because I thought, I'm going to fucking say something. And I did that with this encounter as well. And I honestly thought, this is it. This is number 5. This is where I get punched again. Woo, outside my house. But luckily I didn't.
Is this, and there's no judgment or shame here, is it your kink? Is it?
I thought you were going to say, like, there's a common denominator here. Is it all you?
Well,
but am I getting off on this?
is this a sex thing? Like, I can know it has to. I have to be punched in the face.
Yeah.
By a chav at least once every 3 years.
It's why sometimes when you go to bed, you'll hear from upstairs Ali going, "Way up, way!"
By that same token of you saying you avoided a confrontation with some chavs, after your wedding, we went to went to the local takeaway, Cheltenham Kebab, and these kids who I think were chavs, I'm pretty sure they were sort of chavvy anyway, started telling me a story, and I was chatting to Liz at the time, and they came up and got their food and everything. And they said excuse me, or I said excuse me, I can't remember. Anyway, they started telling me this random shitty story, and they got about 2-3 minutes in, and I just went, "Oh, you're boring me now, piss off." And they did. And they just walked off. It was brilliant. I've never felt better about myself.
Do you feel like I've finally arrived?
Yeah.
Like I finally made
Empowered.
It was great.
I'll try that and I'll just get laid out.
Here's a depressing question. As we get older and more feeble and more kind of middle-agey,
I've always been feeble.
Yeah.
are we suddenly more aware of chavs because suddenly we're more threatened when we're out on the street?
I'd say it's the opposite because I used to be daily terrorised by chavs. Like I was perfect chav prey in every way when I was a kid. Like I just had this scraggly hair, big blazer, walking to school in my Bishop Wordsworth Grammar School outfit with a satchel around my
It was
waist.
like a park. There was a bunch of guys in baseball caps going like, "Yeah, it's a bit quiet here. Maybe we should go home." And you walk around the corner with your art supplies.
Set up an easel. I think I'll paint the sunset.
Oh, the golden hour.
Whenever
I'm
I
going to
see,
use this in my D&D campaign.
if I'm walking with Liz or whoever, and it's like a group of kids, I'll always say sarcastically to the person next to me, "Oh no, youths!" And I think that's just going to get worse as I get older.
I was cycling home today actually, and as I go through the park, there's there's a bit where I hesitate to call it a stream, but because I think it's man-made, but it's like a little gully, and it's maybe like a meter or so wide, like lined with stones, and it's maybe like half a meter deep. Like it's not big, but there's running water. And as I was cycling over this little bridge area, a group of youths came by, and there was also some like pensioners and a dog. So it was a bit of a crush, and I was like, how am I going to get through this bridge? And then like all these kids come up on micro scooters, and this one kid at the front runs and kind of like chucks his micro scooter on the floor, and then does a kind of just jumps over this little gully.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And I was like,
Daredevil stunt.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's okay, yeah.
And then you were like, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And you cycled over and just went straight in.
But a couple of and one of the pensioners had like a little laugh. He's like, he goes, you should try that on your bike. And I go like, no, I don't think I will.
And I think all my bones will shatter.
And I was like, oh, isn't this nice? It's like there's a bunch of youths, and there's me on a bike, and there's a dog, and there's some pensioners,
and we're all
having a good time, and it's great. And as I was passing these
I bet they mugged those pensioners.
and I was passing by these youths, and like another one jumped, and there was a couple of girls in the group, and I was like, maybe I was a bit harsh on them, maybe I judged them wrong. And then one this girl goes, "Go on, jump, break your fucking neck." It's like, no.
No, the youth are shit.
Oh,
They're a
God.
write-off. All the kids are bastards.
I've got a hate.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The show.
Yeah, I had quite a few hates lined up this week, and I've got some in reserve. But I think the most comedic one is jumping to conclusions,
Okay.
and I feel Nick will be able to add some stuff to this.
Oh no.
Because Monday morning. Monday morning. Okay.
Oh, no, I know where you're going with this.
I'm gonna roll this back to maybe like 1 a.m. True story.
Yeah.
I woke up at a point in the night, and sometimes like you'll hear like a little noise or something, and in the middle of the night you'll wake up, and for that split second your senses are super sensitized. It's a thing. It's a biological thing, and you can hear everything. You can hear like a mouth. A mouse? Oh,
There's a mouth in your
Oh,
wall.
that's...
you can hear like a mouse breathing in like the other room, and I swear I heard a noise, and I was like, "Was that a footstep?" And I was like, "What does that mean?" And I was like, and then you're awake for a little bit, going like, "No, it's probably fine." I mean, you go back to sleep. Following morning, everything's fine, going about our business, and Nick comes downstairs. I've just been cooking some food in the kitchen. And Nick comes downstairs, and you're off for work, and you go, "Okay, bye, I'll see you around," and you leave. But a few minutes later, you come back in through the door, and you're looking around, going,
There's some guy shouting at him.
He goes, Nick's crying and covered in piss.
And art supplies.
And there's... I'm just trying to complete my blue period.
I don't know where Tesco's is. Leave me alone.
And
I stood up to him.
I shouldn't have stood my ground. Now I can't leave.
My easel's ruined. I'll never be a painter.
Oh no! Okay. When Nick comes back in and he goes, I can't find my wallet. Like I can't find my wallet anywhere.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
So he's looking around for his wallet, and then eventually he leaves. And I heard a distant thud. The sound of a body hitting
Blood comes under the door.
Nick hitting the deck.
Well, like, I come into the hallway and you're there crying, and you go, I should have stood up to him. Like, no, Nick, you need to go out there
And face him.
You need to face him. You're right, I will. Thud.
Blood spatters up the door window. And you hear a faint.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so Nick leaves.
And dies.
And Nick was never seen again. And I was like, okay, fine. Oh, So then I get ready to leave, and I'm like, where's my wallet?
Oh, no.
And I couldn't find my wallet. Now, Nick misplaces his wallet quite a bit.
I have never misplaced my wallet.
Really?
Genuinely. Like,
Really?
it's a really weird thing to happen to me.
Ah.
Yeah. I know I evoke a sense of a complete retard, but genuinely, I always know where my wallet is.
Okay.
So it was very shocking to me as well. But please go on.
So when Nick lost his money and livelihood, I didn't care.
Yes.
But when
Usually John doesn't
when mine disappeared,
That was a
Now it's
different
about
matter
you.
altogether.
Yeah,
Suddenly it was everyone's problem.
because now I'm affected,
Because now it's my problem.
and suddenly I was like, oh no, like to lose one wallet is understandable. To lose
Especially
two
if it's
Well,
Nick.
one-
is,
yeah.
you know, I mean, and also they're kept
We keep
near
them in the
each
same
other.
place.
They're in the same bowl.
I see. That's
And-
irresponsible.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, and I heard something in the middle of the night.
Putting the pieces together, John.
And I was
Yeah.
like, and Nick angered a chav earlier in the week, apparently. So I was like, oh my god.
Imagine if I had told you the story when it
Yeah.
happened. You'd have been shitting bricks at that point.
Yeah.
The thing is, if a burglar comes in, I'm sure you're going to tell me that didn't happen, but if a burglar came in the middle of the night and just took your wallet,
Well,
that's a result.
Yeah,
no,
that's
absolutely.
an absolute
With
result.
a 3D printer in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
But we were like, this was so unusual because I never lose my wallet. Like I'm so kind of like, you know, Lucy, love of my life, my wife, places stuff everywhere.
It's exactly what Ali does.
Hey
Yeah.
Lucy, if you're listening, love you, darling.
Hey Ali, I don't care.
But it's like, I bought Lucy a key bowl for Christmas one year, and a nice present. But I was like, you know,
A non-dickhead present.
I was like, maybe you could put all your stuff in this bowl. Oh, Jesus Christ! Because she's always loving a bit, always losing stuff. Anyway, irrelevant. But I always keep my stuff in one place. And I was like, oh my god, where's it gone? Where could it have gone? And I was thinking like, what if a burglar did get in and Nick's left? Like, what if like the door was unlocked or something like that? But I check the door every night to make sure it's locked. So I was like, oh my god, I've got Ali and Lucy involved at this
Every
point.
time
you
I leave
texted
this
me.
house, the door is locked.
Yeah.
When I leave,
Yeah.
and then it's locked as soon as I step
well,
off
here's-
the doorstep.
Well, here's why, Chris.
John.
Because if the door had been unlocked, an angry Chav creeping in through the front door, going
Like a ghost.
really quietly, could have grabbed two wallets and been out.
I've
the door.
been out the door.
Yeah,
Off
so-
to Tesco.
But
get
also,
some more
like
special
in
brew.
my kind of like mid
It's like 90 quid
night
contactless.
adult state, I could have sworn I'd heard the footstep outside our room.
Right.
So I was thinking like, oh, what was out on the landing? Assuming a burglar had come up to the landing, and I was like, well, my DS was out there, and my phone was out
That's
there,
way worse than your wallet.
but they were still there.
Oh.
So I was going, oh my god, what if we were burgled? This doesn't make any sense. Like, I never lose my wallet. Where is it? And then like, I was just about to like think about calling the bank, and then I looked down and like, it was about 10 centimeters from where it normally lives. But under like, it's like we've got like a glass table and there's like a little shelf under the glass, and it was under there
Dear, oh
inside
dear.
my hat
Oh wow.
for some reason.
I
Well,
should check
that'll
all the
show
hats
you.
then.
That'll show you to buy a hat, John.
Yeah, John. If you didn't have bought a hat, you wouldn't have been in this
Yeah.
And
mess.
this wouldn't have been a problem 2 months ago when I didn't own a hat,
Well, there you
and
go.
no hat in the world fitted me, and my wallet was the size of a hat.
Here's the kicker, John. I'm so happy that you found your wallet. Because I didn't
Did
find
you not?
mine. I still
Oh,
haven't
no.
found it.
Oh, no.
It's an absolute outrage.
Oh,
And as I say, I always put it in the same place. I always put it in that bowl. So I can only think that when I was, because I came back from London at that weekend, and I think as I carried everything out of the car, I think it fell out of my hands because I was carrying everything, and it was
Right.
sat in the drive, and I think someone picked it up. That's the only explanation I've got for it.
really? So you actually think it's gone?
Because I know for a fact I used it on the drive home to buy food when we stopped. So I knew it was in the car post then, and then I didn't make it from the car into the house.
Have you checked under the seats and everything? In your
Yeah, I
car?
took my car apart to look for it. It's insane.
I need a new car.
Yeah,
we
please.
suddenly verged into a genuine problem. I'm like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
very sorry, Nick. That's
But no, I do like your jumping to conclusions thing.
I once jumped to a conclusion.
really.
Only once.
Let's make this about you.
Only once. Yeah.
Once was
But
enough.
this is actually a good story, so I'll go with it. I was once tasked with looking after someone's dog. This was before I had a dog of my own.
I see.
This is Snowy over the road.
Ah.
I was tasked with looking after his dog called Ludo.
Ludo!
And
Whee!
I got home after work, and I thought, oh, I'll just get the key off the hook, and I'll go over to Snowy's, and I'll let Ludo out. So I go into the pantry. No key. No key is there. Oh my god! Snowy's obviously taking his key back. Oh my god! How am I going to get into the house?
Oh
my good god! What is going on? So I look round my house anyway, just to make sure. Key's gone. Key's not here. There's no finding this key. So I knocked on Snowy's neighbour's door
Yeah.
with a ladder
Okay.
Hello. Hello. Can I come into your back garden and jump over your fence?
And they're like, no, I'm calling the police.
She surprisingly said yes. So that's what I did. Snowy has sort of a conservatory at the back of his house. And there was one window open. And it was probably half the size of that window behind you.
Okay.
And it was on the top level, so small. And I said to Liz, I can get through there. I can get through there.
Obviously.
Easy. No problem. So I went to go through. Couldn't. No, not even a little bit. My head sort of went through, but not really. So, I noticed that the key was in the door on the inside. So I grabbed a rake from Snowy's garden, got the rake through the window, managed to get enough of myself through, and turned the key in the lock using the handle of the rake.
Jeez.
Yes! And I found the key in my house 3 days later. True story.
Where was it in your house?
It was in because I have a divan bed. It was in one of the drawers.
What?
Under my... I don't know!
Safe place. Kept it safe.
I don't know.
That's a really odd place
Liz
to put
did,
a
to be
key.
fair, keep going. I bet you've got it in one of these drawers. I haven't. I've looked everywhere.
So wait. So were you standing by the drawers at the time? And you're like, I've lost that key. And
We
Liz
were
is
standing in the same bedroom.
And
yeah.
Liz goes, what if it's in those drawers?
I said,
No,
I went,
listen, I've lost it, no.
I looked.
Yeah.
I just went, I've looked. It's not here. I've looked. So I was phoning Snowy going, I'm going to break into your house.
I'm going to kick your door in.
You go, no, Chris, I swear, like I could
Just this
I
drawer
could,
here.
I could check it now.
No.
It's right by my hand.
I'm getting
It's
the
like,
ladder.
No, it's a waste of time, darling.
That's what I was like. I was like, it's a waste of time. I've not got it. It's not here. We're going to have to break in. And yeah, it was.
And then you broke.
And in I broke. I was very pleased with myself, actually.
Yeah.
So to do that with a rake, I was pretty pleased. Yeah, and I had the key all along. There you go. That's
funny,
why I
isn't
jumped
it?
to a conclusion.
Your mind can go a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Probably because you're worried about a bad outcome. I think that's the linking thing here. I was more worried about the consequences of
Yeah.
what if we had been burgled or something like that.
Because you texted me. You texted me twice. First, when you thought we'd been burgled, and secondly, saying, "Don't worry, I found my wallet," which is about 2 minutes after the first day. And
the rest. Yeah.
I wasn't worried.
What have you done? No, God. Ah!
And I was driving, so I couldn't reply, but I had my phone as sat nav, so your messages popped up. And the first thing I thought when you said, "I think we might have been burgled," I was like, "Oh, thank God, I'm not an idiot."
That'd be excellent.
Yeah. Without any further consequences of what we might have lost, why you think we might have been, because I didn't know why you jumped to that conclusion at that point, because I could only read the beginning of the message and all this kind of stuff. I was like, that'll be where my wallet is. Oh, what a relief.
Yeah, I must
Oh,
admit,
the burglars have got it.
I must admit, as the designated boring one, I'm not normally the person who would go like, "We've been burgled."
Just turning over tables. I was having kicking Ali down the stairs. We've been burgled. Don't bother walking.
Call the police, get forensics in.
Get CSI.
Get NCIS. I don't know what they do. Just
Call
call
Keeper
them.
Sutherland.
Get NCIS, but naval police. Yes.
Get them in. This is boat related in some way.
God.
I'm sure he won't mind me sharing the story, but
Uh-oh.
our good friend Richard Holton.
Here we go.
Oh, he's come up again.
Here we go.
What is this, the Holton show?
In my final year of university,
wasn't.
Richard Holton, our mutual friend Phil, and Chris Ray
Hello.
came to visit me at university, and after a night out drinking, we
I don't know what story this is.
we found some. We were walking back to where I lived.
Oh yeah,
And
no, I do know.
I needed to go to the toilet.
Do a shit.
So I urinated into a bin.
Oh, okay.
I actually figured that was a fairly good place to put it.
Well, like a
actually.
street bin.
Yeah, like
one of those.
no, I think it was actually like in someone's house. I think I just kind of let myself in. Yeah,
It was one of the wheelie bins, so I had to give you a leg up.
like someone had to hold the lid so it
Yeah.
didn't snap down on me.
On your penis.
Yeah, on my peen. Yeah. So no, it was just like
Let's be very clear here.
it was just like
Paint a picture.
one of those little kind of waist high
Black bins
bins
with
with a hole in the side. Yeah.
Yeah, right,
So
yeah.
I urinated in the bin, and as we were very nearly home, we found a couple of traffic cones, and so we blocked off a slip road
Classic.
with some traffic cones.
Oh,
It was a very quiet slip road, in all fairness.
okay.
And we did it thinking that was really funny. And I, who normally feel guilty about just about everything,
Didn't give a shit.
didn't care. I was like, no, I think it is actually quite funny. And
The thing is that is a very easy problem to solve.
yeah,
To be fair.
it was like
But no one will. That's the thing about the
Yeah.
public. They will avoid that road.
I say we blocked off a slip road. It was like two cones, like
Yeah.
in the middle. And then as soon as we did it, Holton was like, what have we done?
It was the minute we did it.
Like a light switch. What have we done? It's
The
like,
consequences.
it's like you could go back and move them if you want. It's like, what have we done? It's like, no.
The guilt.
It's quite easily done. And then we were all kind of squeezing into my tiny little apartment, and it was hotter than hell. I remember it because it was a heat wave. We were hungover. And then and we had the window open just to get some air in. And we're all just like, it's like 6 a.m. We're all just kind of like tossing and turning in sleeping bags. And you just hear like this distant police siren, like in the distance.
They're coming.
And I'm going,
They're coming
for us.
They're coming. They found us. And there are security cameras around there. They're coming for us.
As if they would fire up the roof or something like that.
And then like when we walked out, like in a few hours, once we were feeling awake, the cones had already gone.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. The piss never washed away.
No.
Would you like some hate mail?
Yeah, give us some hate mail.
I'll hit you up with some hate
Give
mail.
me some hate.
One moment,
Yeah,
please. I'm just going to
yeah.
get it here in front of me. There we are. Here we go. Oh, I've got one here from Gibbo. Gibbo's back. The
Oi,
Gibbon.
oi, oi.
Gibbo the Gibbon.
Gibbo the
Who
Gibbon.
says,
No one's ever said that.
my
before.
hate is my own handwriting.
What?
I have been told
Gibbo.
throughout my life that nobody except for the best at deciphering writing can understand what on earth I am writing about. What makes this issue worse is the fact that my handwriting changes constantly, from day to day, and sometimes from sentence to sentence.
Ah.
So it's inconsistent handwriting.
I hate my handwriting. as well.
I write in
Do you
block
really?
capitals.
I write in block capitals.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
just go.
And as a
with a
result,
crayon.
I'm very slow and I make a lot of mistakes because I have no sort of consistent flow to my handwriting. If I stop and take care, like when I'm doing comics and I do hand lettering for like Catmarring and stuff, I really like it. But for some reason, if I'm not doing something I care about, which is basically everything else, then it's awful, and I hate it.
You see, we have a letter from you and Ali when you were in Japan, and it's up
Yes.
on the fridge, and that is in block capitals.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Because
Oh, you got to.
I'd assumed you were affecting a style.
no, that's
for
just
the,
how I write.
Ah.
If you look through all of this, it's all fucking. I'm saying is my notebook, which is just open here.
Things I'm sad like this. I very much enjoy writing analog style. Like
Yeah.
I really enjoy
Joined
making
up.
the words look nice.
Okay.
Nelson handwriting.
What?
That's what we had at school. Nelson handwriting.
Oh, to learn.
That's the style we learnt at school.
Really?
Nelson handwriting.
I had no idea.
There you go.
Because I've been told in a critical sense that my handwriting has never evolved from learning at the age of 4.
There
Like
you go.
all
Really?
my lines are like perfect. Like
I'm looking at your handwriting now.
oh yeah, that's relatively messy for me actually.
No, it's
Well,
alright.
that looks neat to me.
That looks good to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. But no,
For the record, there are post-it notes on a whiteboard, and we're
Mine
looking
looks
at
like
them.
hot garbage. Look at that.
Yeah, that's shit.
Oh, it looks like an explosion in the Scrabble factory.
But I used to do all joined up writing and that, and I think at uni I just started writing in block capitals, which I don't mind. I'm happy enough.
My dad writes in block capitals. I think I got it from him.
Does he write quickly in block capitals?
He does.
Oh.
He says he gets it because he's an electronics engineer and he's always had to draw diagrams and do little annotations. And his block capitals are tiny. They're like 3 mil high. They're
You got to get me those little blocks.
yeah,
I used to have.
exactly. Yeah. So he's like.
I did shorthand at uni.
Oh, so did
I'm
Ali.
okay.
A bit of shorthand.
Ah.
It's good. I liked it actually.
I'm always fascinated by.
It looks like
shorthand.
ancient runes.
Yeah, it is. It's like hieroglyphs.
Yeah, yeah.
Hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics. Yeah. Another hate?
Don't feel bad,
Yeah.
Gibbo.
No,
Yeah,
don't feel bad.
yeah,
Your
we feel
handwriting
the
is
same.
an extension of your personality.
Plus, on this
you
Facebook
go, that's-
Facebook comment, it looks really good.
It looks. It's not in block capitals either, so it looks pretty good. Chaylee
That's very
Illman.
clever. Yeah, that's very clever.
Chaylee Illman
Chaylee!
says
we like you,
she's
Chaylee.
talking about someone else. I
He,
think.
he.
Sorry, I've done
What's
it again.
wrong with you?
I don't know. I don't.
I don't.
You need to
He
brief
doesn't
me.
see gender. He doesn't
I
see
don't
gender.
In
know
my defence,
people.
Chaylee's profile picture is a cat.
So it could be.
So you
And
know.
all cats are notoriously women, so
Well,
Well, all
you
dogs
know.
are boys and all girls,
Yeah,
cats
yeah.
are girls.
and all their children are mice.
Exactly.
Biologists, everybody.
It turns out that teenagers hate everything, and that is in block capitals. Can you imagine waking up one morning and suddenly you despise the world and all it has to offer? What would it be like to find you liked nothing? That is also in block capitals. I was a wretched little shit as a teenager. I used to grunt around. You go,
Did you hate everything?
I don't think I hated everything.
I love Star
I'm probably
Trek.
worse now than I was as a teenager.
That's really,
I'm more conversational now than I was as a teenager, certainly, because teenagers traditionally just go,
Yeah.
I do know what Chaylee means though. Like when you try and chat to or relate to a teenager, literally everything you try and find common ground on is usually, oh, that's so rubbish, or whatever.
What's really weird is that
They must have stuff they like, though.
I think that's the thing though. It's like
Minecraft. Do they like Minecraft?
I like Minecraft.
Let's talk about Minecraft.
But if I go to a teenager and say like, hey guys,
buddy.
Minecraft, and they're like, oh god.
Imagine if that's how you started.
Hey.
Just walked up to a gang of youths sat on some steps. Hey, Minecraft.
And
Hello,
they'd be
fellow
right to call the
youths.
police, is what I'm saying.
They would.
With your baseball cap back to front.
I'd say what's more.
Actually, it wouldn't fit on your head.
I'd say what's more disconcerting though is when you. Oh, you cut me deep. It's when you meet, but when you meet a completely well-adjusted, maybe even better adjusted than you teenager, that's shocking.
But I find that oddly unsettling.
That's my point. Yeah.
How are they this together? I remember when I was your age, I didn't even know what my own penis was
Brilliant.
or what it was for.
The thing
Too
is, I
terrified
am.
to ask.
We've definitely spoken about this before. I am 32 and I still feel not prepared.
Yeah.
We've definitely
No.
spoken about this, but
Well, if we haven't, it's something we've talked about off air, certainly.
yes.
And I feel like no one ever is. That's a fallacy that you ever get to the point where you understand life.
I feel the danger is pretending you do.
Yeah.
Although I do feel, in a previous episode we talked about adulting.
Shut up, John.
Or like
The
when,
rage is building.
When you are suddenly an adult, I think I think you are an adult when, while cycling or walking in public,
Someone calls you Helmet Boy.
a mother with a small child
Oh,
goes,
yes.
"Get out of the way of the man."
The man.
Yeah, the
the
instant
man.
someone refers to you as a man,
And I took my hands off my push
you
bike.
celebrated that?
And I popped a sick wheelie.
That'll show how he fell off.
And that's how I injured my toe. I've got one here from Kaylee Wingate, not Casey.
Kaylee.
Who is Kaylee's husband,
Kaylee,
as we found out in the last episode, who says, I hate narcissism. People who only
Alright.
care and talk about themselves or things related to them annoy me so much. Stop being so self-obsessed. Now, what I think about this, Kaylee, is that you are quite... No, enough about me. What do you think about me?
Be quiet, you're boring me.
Isn't this whole show about things that piss us off specifically? Though?
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit nuts.
We are the show.
Whatever. That's what people come to us.
But no,
for.
I agree in a sort of... If it's all day, every day.
Oh god, yeah, that'd be awful.
I once went to a panel at one of Cheltenham's many world famous festivals,
Oh yeah.
and they're meant to be talking about, oddly enough, comics and the like. But one of the guests on the panel, every question he answered was like, "That's a great question. When I did this,"
It's like
turning-
there's an Alan Partridge episode where he releases an autobiography, and I think he tells about 15 anecdotes in this autobiography, and all of them end with, "Needless to say, I had the last laugh." Every single one. I've got one from Andrew Stevens,
friend of the show.
Steve-O, who says, "Absolute hate the intro to Love Actually."
The intro to it.
The intro.
Is-
The one is the airport, isn't it?
Yeah,
There's
now
an airport at the start and airport at the end.
I have a confession. Only
haven't seen
seen bits of Love Actually.
You miss nothing. It's a pile of wank.
I don't mind it at Christmas. I will watch it at Christmas.
Has it?
I appreciate that it's fairly manipulative
How
in
old?
its various strands.
It is, yeah. It's pretty horrible in some respects, and then also it's just insipid for the rest of it.
How old is it now?
Oh, it was. I want to say late 90s.
Yeah,
Over
maybe.
a decade?
Certainly early
Yeah.
2000s if it wasn't late 90s. Yeah.
So you say like you don't mind it at Christmas? Does that mean it's been long? It's been around long enough now to be considered.
it is a Christmas film.
Well,
I
it
would-
is a Christmas film.
It
but
is a Christmas
be
film.
considered
But
a
it's what-
staple of.
Yeah, I'd say it works its way into most people's rotations now at Christmas time.
I hear people have Love Actually parties.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. But it was at one of these parties that I was introduced to a fantastic drinking game, which is where you perch a beanie or a hat on the corner of the TV, and the instant it lines up with anyone at any point during the film, you all drink.
Is this to slag off the direction of the film? It's
I
all
don't-
just shot, reverse shot.
Yeah, well, it is, isn't it? Yeah, so it happens a lot with Love Actually.
Didn't he film like 12 hours of movie and then like trim it down?
We need to make a story out of this.
Because it's got like 54 different plot threads.
I don't think it's
hasn't
quite
it?
that many, but
Or something.
There's a
like
lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's
that. Yeah.
and to the extent that you don't
Ensemble.
care about any of them. It's fucking garbage.
But the opening is like kind of like that monologue, isn't it? At the airport.
I think it is at an airport. I don't remember a monologue, but you're probably right.
Yeah, it's Hugh Grant doing a monologue at an airport. Actually, Steve-O keeps going to say, who thought it was a bright idea to start a Christmas-centered rom-com with a little monologue that mentions 9/11?
Oh, God, really?
Yeah, it does. It says something about the towers, I think. Anyway, I get that they are trying to be cute and say how love conquers all, but damn, does this scene leave a really bad taste in my mouth. Not even the gentle tones of Hugh Grant's voice can save it. If anything, it makes it worse. And he's put a YouTube link on the Facebook page for those of you who are interested in watching it.
I might go away and not watch that ever.
No, I hate it, etc.
You can tell it was a more innocent age as well, because I seem to recall, does the ending not... Basically, like Liam Neeson is talking to a little lad.
Qui-Gon Jinn, I think.
Qui-Gon Jinn goes,
I will do what I
Anakin,
must, Obi-Wan.
You must go tell this girl that you love her. And
Yeah.
But
using all
that kid would have been shot in the head.
so run through these 3 security gates.
Oh my God, yes, that's
at
right.
the
He
airport.
would have just been
He runs
shot.
like through the airport. He would have just been taken.
Is he not
taken
wearing a
out.
big coat, if I recall, with like
Yeah, he's
a
wearing
big
like
wires
animal-
coming out of the hood.
a big duffel coat, and there's like a fuse, and
And then he does loads of like backflips and gymnastic moves, which is really cool.
there were quite a few hates this week. I've got 3 more.
Gasp! Well,
We
might
might just have to blast through the loves.
Okay,
We always
fine.
do.
I've got one here from Imogen. who
Imogen,
says,
friend of the show.
I hate film photography because of how long you have to wait to find out you've done a shit job.
Film photography.
As in...
Oh, I see.
As in
Exposure.
development
development
films.
Yeah, as in taking your camera into the cinema and trying to pirate the movie by taking
continuous
30
stills.
Who said that?
36 frames a
Oh, I
second.
know.
And then
I see.
export it
I thought you were
as a
saying someone had
PowerPoint.
actually done that.
Then you export it as a PowerPoint.
Because they're only looking
Just do
for
a flip
video
book.
cameras.
Yeah.
Just do that and do a flip book.
Yeah.
Movie.
Movie you get.
And she also says, I really hate Swindon. So do I.
I think everyone hates Swindon.
I hate Swindon.
Oh,
Gillingham
wow.
and Swindon have got a historic rivalry. And I once got into an argument with... I'll go on, I'll tell the story. Go on, you twisted my arm. You twisted my
We're
arm.
nowhere near you.
Hashtag narcissism.
You're
Yeah.
on Skype.
I was once on the train and we'd played Swindon and beaten them 2-0.
Wow.
And I was on the phone to my mum, and they started getting a sort of leery at me because they were chavs,
Oh my.
pretty much. And I was just like, oh, it's just some Swindon fans trying to wind me up, but they're just annoyed that they lost. Words to that effect, anyway. And they didn't like that.
Oh, I bet
And
they
then,
did.
and then they went, "Hey, he's slagging us off on the phone to his girlfriend." And I this is before I'd met Liz. I didn't say this, but I thought about saying, "Actually, it's my mum." I didn't. I thought.
Needless to say, you would have had the last laugh.
Needless to say, I had the last laugh. And then I thought my bright idea was to avoid getting involved because I'm quite an argumentative person.
What?
You
No.
are.
No, I
I
am. I'll show you.
Okay.
was to pretend to be asleep. So I thought I'll pretend to be asleep, and then I actually fell asleep and missed my straight stop.
Not while you were on the phone to your mum.
No, I'd said right. I better go to my mum, and then I just went right. Just pretend to be asleep. Just
like
pretend to
you
be
would have
asleep.
fallen straight asleep.
But that's like Nick's chav defense. It's like you go, and you piss yourself and just pretend to fall asleep.
Yeah. I know. I'm sure I missed my stop. Anyway, that's the story.
Great story though.
Good story. And one last one from Alexander Slack Heritage,
Another friend of the show.
who says the tendency some people have to shut you down, regardless of
Alex,
something you love.
hey,
Alex,
hey,
Alex,
leave it, Alex.
Stop it, Alex.
Don't want to hear it.
E.g., it's just a book/TV show. That's not the point. It's a piece of artistic endeavour that I have grown attached to. Everyone has those things they love very loudly. Brackets, don't make that joke you're thinking of. What joke? I don't know.
No,
That's to us, I think.
I actually don't know right now.
Everyone has those things that they love. Is it my place?
Loudly. Oh, it's a sex joke.
Is it?
So sex. He's alluding to sex.
joke.
I-
Loud sex.
No, I will wholeheartedly get behind this
I
because
massively agree with this.
Yes, I'm on board.
as a nerd, I'm going to put this out there.
How long have you been watching the Marvel films, John?
I've been watching them for 30. Oh no, I overplayed my hand.
Oh no!
But
Level down.
it's like I was obviously very excited when they started making this new wave of Marvel movies.
Indeed.
And it's been in our lives for like 10 years now. It's kind of
Great.
crazy. In fact, we were talking earlier, we're going to see Infinity War on
Woo!
Friday.
Infinity Fist.
But you always get, and this is a weird thing, like, on the one hand...
Infinity Glove.
On the one hand, it's very... Like, it's very easy to criticise because they're big and successful now.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember at the time, it's like, when those first movies were coming out, you get some very snide kind of newspaper articles / reviews going like, I can't understand why people are happy. This is all nonsense. Like, what a load of crap. And it's like, well, some people are enjoying it. And I swear, like, I saw something the other day and it was like, oh man, what was the hot TV series of the moment? I'm trying to think.
Like
it was
Westworld or something.
So yeah, or like maybe like Game of Thrones, like something to that effect. And someone shared it. This guy had written an article in a leading newspaper, I hasten to add, and it was basically like, this show is garbage. The entire world has been brainwashed. I cannot understand why everyone likes it and why my wife and children love it.
Dude, maybe the problem's you.
I cannot understand.
Or maybe say nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Am I out of touch? No, it's the children that are wrong.
It's like painting this picture of like, my wife and children pick on me relentlessly because I don't love this thing.
It's like there was that Twitter argument I happened to. Oh god, Twitter's such a garbage fire. And it was this woman tweeting saying that Star Trek Discovery is absolute garbage, and the only people who like it are the crew, the cast, and the families of the crew and the cast who made it. Those are the only people who like it. And then someone just tweeted underneath, I like it.
It is so. But a lot. This is. We talked about Star Wars before we started recording as well, and people who say, "Oh, you can't be a real Star Wars fan if you like The Last Jedi." Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Just tell me why.
Why?
Come on.
These sweeping statements are rather dangerous.
You're setting yourself up for a fall.
I think also a big thing is like, I'd say there's a subset of the world who do not allow themselves to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like this idea that like one of the biggest cultural events of the moment is these daft big sci-fi fantasy movies, which a lot of people enjoy. And there's a real kind of like misery kind of attitude, which is not everyone's attitude, but there is an attitude where it's like, this is silly. Why can't we, why are people wasting so much investment in like a fantasy world? It doesn't mean anything. It's all nonsense.
Some people are just determined to go against the grain.
Yeah, I think they
whatever
are.
the grain may be.
But also, if you follow that mindset to its logical conclusion, you go, actually, now you've shone a harsh light on it, all fiction is meaningless. Life is meaningless. Let's just do our taxes and die. I don't know. It's like, it's for spice, isn't it? It makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a thing.
Yeah. And this is the thing, I actually think that for those people, when we really like something, it actually annoys them. It's not a question of like, I don't get it, I don't get why these people like this thing. I think when we all get together and we talk about, oh, how good was that movie, or we have theories for the next one or whatever, it pisses them off. And that's what drives them to get so angry about it. But yeah, I don't get it. I agree.
I agree. I'm on board with that one because it annoys me on an almost daily basis.
Yeah.
And I certainly hate the shutdown of, oh, it's just a book. It's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
That doesn't teach me anything about what you know more than me. If you're trying to make a point that you know something greater than I do about why what I'm invested in is shit, tell me what it is. Don't just say it's just a book. I know it's a book. I'm reading the book right now.
Yeah.
I'm aware that it's a book.
Because I'm under no illusions that if society crumbled tomorrow and we had to like eke out a living in this new post-apocalyptic society, I would have very few transferable skills. I am very aware of that as someone who fancies himself a writer, no one will care about fiction when the most pressing concern is where are we getting the next rat to eat. But as it happens, we currently live in a society which affords us the opportunity to enjoy fiction. So yes, I appreciate that this daft book I enjoy reading, or this comic, or this movie, isn't, building a new floor on my house, or, irrigating the land in my garden. But it's like, I'm enjoying it.
Well put, sir. Well put.
Yeah.
I agree.
Fuck off.
End the podcast now.
Fuck off.
Anyway, who's got a love?
It's
us
you.
off
Well,
right
yeah, it is me. Yeah.
Yeah.
We sort of covered it at the start, but there we go. Never mind.
Yeah.
I enjoyed thoroughly the atmosphere surrounding the London Marathon on Sunday. I've never been to the London Marathon before, and I was told it was brilliant, and it really was. It was really great. How much everyone's just having a good time and supporting complete strangers and doing stuff for them. It was really awesome.
I agree. I was there as well, and I can speak for that. It really washes over you, and it takes control, and it's awesome.
It's just people are doing a good thing for themselves, but also for other people, and that's very commendable.
And I think it's amazing how the crowds are supporting people they don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's not like football or like the Olympics or something when the people who are competing are celebrities, essentially, they're like famous people. But in this case, it's just average Joes. Average Joes who've trained a shitload and are really, really good at what they're doing. But still, there's thousands of them, and no one knows all of them. And so I saw people just reading names off vests and just yelling.
Yeah,
their
I was
names.
doing that. Yeah.
Go Simon!
Do you have your name on your...
Some people have, like, because they have charity vests, they get their name printed on it, so people just shout support to them. There was a guy who's put, "It's my birthday." So happy birthday! And there were people dressed up as whatever, so it was really good. It was really good. I'd like to go again, actually. Ended up staying 4.5 hours longer than I intended to, because I was having such a good time. So there you go. Quick and easy, that one.
Very nice.
Straightforward. My love today is 90s cartoon intros.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get in there.
So I think it was...
Yes, that's a good one.
Sunday night, Monday night? Can't remember when it was.
Sunday night after the marathon.
After we came back, we fell down a bit of a YouTube hole here in the lounge. Just what we probably watched for about an hour. We watched 90s cartoon intros. And they are so much better than the show they precede. almost 9 times.
Yeah.
I mean, the shows were great, don't get me wrong, but the animation quality, the drawing quality, everything is always that amped up, amazing, hyper. The Thundercats intro is just
Thundercats,
like a work of art. Honestly, if I could have that as a sort of canvas on my wall somehow, I would have it.
The one that springs to mind when we talk about that sort of thing is X-Men.
X-Men. We watched that one.
That's an awesome one.
For the life of me, I cannot understand why, for the purposes of a movie, Marvel have not reclaimed that intro theme.
Yes.
Just
that theme is one of the greatest themes ever.
Etched into a generation. I just want the fight scene. I just want that moment where, because I know for a fact, like you, Nick, you've not been a massive fan of the recent X-Men movies, as I understand.
No, I have not. No.
But if someone told, and I don't think I've seen the last one, but if someone told me that there is a fight scene in the new movie where they play a revamped, updated version of that track, I'd be like, I'm in. I'm already there.
I'd also love it if, on the subject of reclaiming that intro, why hasn't Marvel gone, let's reshoot that like the way that whole thing plays out with like live action special effects? That would be amazing.
Well, we watched the Power Rangers movie last year.
Yes.
And we freaked out. It was just one 10-second sequence. Go, Power Rangers!
They did it! They said it! They did it!
It was just like, that was worth it.
I didn't think they were going to do it. They did it. It was.
And
it was amazing. It was euphoric.
And when we left the cinema to get a Krispy Kreme, we were just beaming from ear to
Delicious
ear.
Krispy Kremes.
God, I love Krispy Kreme. Hashtag not a sponsor. Hashtag wish they were.
Oh, that would be good. That would be my preferred sponsor. Yeah, if I could pick a sponsor, it would be Krispy Kreme. God, I love Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
I'm still holding out for Marmite.
Captain Planet was a good theme tune. I like Captain Planet.
Yeah.
Captain Planet, he's a hero, bringing pollution down to zero.
The thing is, you were gonna, you go like, the Captain Planet theme tune. I was like, yeah, and in my head, I was singing the Captain Scarlet theme tune. I'm just putting Planet in.
Captain Planet,
indestructible.
Actually, they were oddly similar.
They are quite similar, actually. Maybe I am singing Captain Scarlet.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We should look that up. Anyway, I like Captain Planet.
I've got love.
Yeah?
It's a small one, it won't take long. I love a dog entourage.
Dogtourage.
A dog tourage on my friendiversary. By which I mean, you don't. A lot of my hates and loves are bike related these days. You don't have to be on a bike, but it's one of those rare moments where you're going somewhere, probably on foot, most likely on foot, unless it's a very fast dog, and there's people walking dogs around you, and the dogs may be off the lead and they're just kind of going about their business, and they're just heading down that way. And you'll be walking, and then you'll try to overtake this dog, and for a brief moment, like these dogs just going about their own business will be walking with you. And it's
I think I've had that happen before.
And you just kind of, I've done it several times. I've turned and looked at the dog, and the dog has looked at me, and we've just kind of like maintained eye contact. Then the dog's gone, hang on a minute, and turned around. I swear, I was walking back home from my job a few months ago, and I passed a guy walking his dog, and I think the guy was distracted because this dog was just looking at the sky and just sitting there looking up. And then the dog lowered its head and looked at me like it saw me looking at him, and then kind of went, and then started doing doggy things again. I was like,
What just happened?
What did I don't
It's
know.
a dog possessed by a human.
Nothing to see here. Bark, bark,
Bark. Is that right? Bark?
woof, woof.
What have we got? I've got some love letters here. I've got
Sweet.
some. Let me just get one from Gibbo in front of me.
Spontaneous.
Yeah, no.
Spontaneous.
Planned
He says,
ahead.
this week, my love is the album Headhunters by Herbie Hancock.
Oh, Herbie Hancock.
The album is just so incredibly put together. It was the first jazz/funk album I listened to fully, and on every one of my many listens I hear something new and interesting.
Cool.
Very good. There's a little tip for you in the interests of tips.
Could be up your street, Nick.
Cool. I've listened to Herbie Hancock before.
Jazz/funk.
I used to listen to him at uni.
I've got
You're right, he is up my street. The street. where
the
I live.
street, the streets.
Come on,
Street
Ryan.
where
I've
I
got
live.
it. I've got one
You're
here.
killing us.
Whatever.
You're killing
From
us.
Imogen, who
Hey!
says, I love the
Friendship.
feeling of processing negatives and realising you haven't done a shit job.
Oh!
See?
Set
Flip
up.
reversal.
I think we should maybe point out that Imogen is a photography student.
I think they may have put that
Yeah, they
together
may have.
themselves.
People may have just, worked that out for themselves.
But what if,
Don't insult people's intelligence, John.
but for all we know, Vicar thought she was like a crime scene photographer or something.
That'd be cool.
I-
Forensic investigator.
I-
Oh no, my crime scene photography came out blurry again. We'll have to
shooter's
dismiss,
gonna
we'll have to
kill me.
dismiss this one.
They're all selfies.
Yeah.
You and the body.
Hey.
Alexander Slack Heritage
Aha.
says, in addendum to a previous love someone shared, memorable quotes from The Simpsons.
God
Now
bless him.
yes, we discussed this. He's got a couple here.
Oh.
There is a poison donut, isn't there? Actually, sir, I discussed it with our lawyers. They consider it murder. Damn their oily hides.
I have fallen into a bit of a Simpsons hole lately, like going back through the old things, and it's like it just keeps on giving. Like there's so
mate, I
much to
can't-
rediscover.
Especially when I'm around you and Holton in particular. I can't stop doing it.
Yeah, no, it's like so many,
Some
so
of the
many
best
precious
comedy
memories.
writing ever.
Well,
That's
is that
it.
it?
That's all our loves. Three.
Hey!
More hates than loves.
Well, I feel we were quite exuberant about one of these emotions today. But what do you think won? I'm gonna say it. Hate. Ended on a high, but
I agree. Yeah, I think
But
it's
I
the-
think
the
hate
hates were
over. If you
entertaining.
balance them out, in that we dedicated far more time to hate once again than we did to love,
it's
which
like
we
a
always
90-10
do.
Split now.
I feel like the loves were good. Don't get me
Oh,
wrong. There's a
sure.
lot of goodwill,
Sure.
but the hates were entertaining hates.
They were.
And in the end, isn't that the real truth?
The answer is no.
Simpsons.
Yay! Remember to look to the skis.
We could have ended it then.
We could have just ended it then.
We still can.
Why didn't we?
Why are we still talking?
Why are we still? We're trapped in a never-ending loop that is this podcast. Ah, John.
It's important to be comfortable.
I'm
when
very
recording a
comfortable.
podcast. Okay, let's do this.
I will be in about 5 minutes. If you catch my drift. And you will catch my drift.
I don't want it.
Please be quiet.